Donald Trump is waging an all-out assault on Joe Biden. With the 2024 election drawing closer each day, Donald Trump has ramped up his efforts to bring down Joe Biden, and it appears he's decided to fight dirty. Lucky for Trump, Joe Biden's constant gaffe reel has given the former president plenty of ammunition, which will no doubt last the entirety of the campaign trail. From mumbles and stumbles to claims of corruption, no topic is off limits for Donald Trump, and you best believe he will use everything in his arsenal. Sky News All-Stars James Morrow and Paul Murray exposed Trump's brutal Biden takedown. Showing weakness in front of Donald Trump is an invitation to be brutalized by him, and that's exactly what US President Joe Biden is experiencing at the moment. Every stumble and slip-up, of which there are many, is ripped apart by Donald Trump and plastered across the internet. It's how Trump has made his career, and he's not about to stop anytime soon. Joe Biden's recent speech at the UN made headlines across the world for all the wrong reasons. The president displayed more gaffes than usual and was criticised for appearing weak on the world stage.
Now, even as we evolve our institutions and drive creative new partnerships, let me be clear. Certain principles of our international system are sacrosanct.
Donald Trump also did not hold back on his social media platform, Truth Social. Trump has not been shy to use the many claims of corruption against his opponent, Joe Biden. These claims are particularly damaging as they expose massive cover-ups from not only Joe Biden, but also his family and government organizations.
Crooked Joe Biden is so bad. He's the worst president in the history of our country. He's a corrupt person, so corrupt that I took the name off Hillary. You know, I don't do two people at one time. I took the crooked Hillary and I retired the name. That was a good day for her. I bet she was very happy.
Trump has used Joe Biden's loose relationship with the truth to scold the president and create distrust in the minds of voters, which he expressed in a scathing NBC interview.
Could I say one thing? Look at all the lies he's told over the last couple of weeks. He said he was at the World Trade Center, and he wasn't. He said he flew airplanes, right? He didn't. He said he drove trucks, and he didn't. Everything he says is like a lie. It's terrible.
Mr. President,
even his handicap and guff, he said he's a 6. He's not a 6.
I want to stay focused on you,
okay, for
the purposes of this interview, okay? Because it's important that we hear from you about all of this.
Well, I'd like you to, but you keep interrupting me.
And of course, Donald Trump takes any opportunity to expose Joe Biden's physical and cognitive frailty.
You don't think he's going to make it to November of 2024?
Well, I think he's worse mentally than he is physically, and physically he's not exactly a triathlete or any kind of an athlete. You look at him, he can't walk to the helicopter. He walks, he can't lift his feet out of the grass. You know, it's only 2 inches at the White House, right? It looks like he's walking on toothpicks. And I don't know what they're doing with the beach. You know, this beach is seeming to play a big role, but they love pictures of him on the beach. I think he looks terrible on the beach. Looks terrible on the beach.
Skinny legs.
Well, he can't walk through the sand. You know, sand is not that easy to walk through, but when he walks through it, he can't walk through the sand. And there's somebody in there that thinks he looks fabulous at the beach. I think he looks horrible at the beach. Plus, the beach doesn't represent what a president's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be working. He's supposed to be getting us out of that horrible, horrible war that we're very much involved in with Russia and Ukraine. You could do that. You could do that very easily.
Trump also slammed Biden's inability to walk off stage, which we've seen time and time again. Highlights Sky News All-Star James Morrow.
It was off to California, where Trump had a shot at Joe Biden and his curious inability to find his way off a stage.
Does anybody think he's going to make it to the starting gate? I mean, the guy can't find his way off of a stage. Look, here's a stage. Here's a stage. I've never seen this stupid stage before, right? I've never seen it. But if I walk left, there's a stair. And if I walk right, there's a stair. And this guy gets up. Where am I? Where the hell am I?
Trump is well known to take personal hotshots at his opponent Joe Biden. But this time, he made a rare policy criticism in front of an audience in Michigan.
Anyway, instead, Trump himself was in Michigan, once again making a play for the votes of auto workers who were once the Democrats' strongest voters, but who have, of course, been sold out by corporate globalist and environmentalist agendas, so beloved to both Democrats and far too many Republicans, much to the detriment of everyone else. Here's Trump roasting Biden for his failure to care about auto workers who, again, once upon a time, were natural Democrats.
And the workers of America are getting, to put it very nicely, screwed. You're getting screwed. Yesterday, Joe Biden came to Michigan to pose for photos at the picket line. But it's his policies that send Michigan auto workers to the unemployment line. He only came after I announced that I would be here. You know, he announced quite a bit later. Spoke for a few seconds. Did you notice he spoke for what, a few seconds?
But Donald Trump isn't completely immune to criticism himself, with Republican nominee Christie coming out swinging against Trump's decision to boycott the second GOP debate, says James Morrow.
Speaking of straight talk, we didn't get much of that at the Republican debate this week either, which Donald Trump controversially skipped, drawing this zinger, or was it a zinger burger, from Christie.
You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record. You're ducking these things. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You keep doing that, no one up here is going to call you Donald Trump anymore. We're going to call you Donald Duck.
Oh. Donald Duck. Wah, wah, wah.
The takedown strategy seems to be working, with a new poll indicating good news for Donald Trump, reveals Sky News All-Star Paul Murray.
Finally, to the United States, a very good poll for Donald Trump. Of course, it looks like we're on our way towards a rematch between Trump and Biden in 2024, even if Joe Biden can't talk and Donald Trump mightn't be able to get out of jail. But latest opinion poll from CBS, again, not a far right-wing television station, but one of the ones that likes to weight things well and truly in the president's favour, not the former president's favour. Currently Trump winning 50 to 49. If you still think there are things like quiet Trump voters, well, that could end up being quite the victory. And one of the biggest things that is driving people away from Biden and even to the imperfect candidate that is Trump. Compared to the pandemic, how do you feel financially? 20% better off, 45% worse off, 35% about the same. Of the biggest section there, 45% who say they're financially worse off, 71% of them plan to vote for Trump.
And James Morrow has backed Trump, saying Joe Biden's weak performance as president makes Donald Trump a tempting proposition.
You know, we talk about these swing voters, and it's about picking up, those voters who are in the middle. And, but if Joe Biden is there, they're going to look at the prospect of 4 more years of Joe, an economy that headlines say it's doing all right, but, the ordinary experience for an awful lot of voters is very negative. Crime out of control in cities, a border that's out of control, and all of these things. Trump becomes a tempting proposition again.